I'm Josh Oak, and I am the messenger. Now, Zusak portrays this. It's kind of like a dumpy world. It seems really down and depressing almost when you read it. But it's. I researched because it doesn't exactly say where this is, at least I don't recall. I thought it was in New York at first, but I researched and it's apparently in Australia, which makes sense because they're hanging out outside a lot around Christmas time and they don't seem to be cold. But it's more of a suburb of Australia, I believe, that's less money and kind of poverty stricken. Not quite poverty, but just like a not the rich part of town, let's just say with that. And so he does a really good job of portraying this with the kind of characters that are in the book and where Ed goes, describing like he just goes down streets and in the city and there's apartments, and it just kind of seems very cloudy. Let's go with that. Cloudy, not super sunny all the time, dreary. I mean, there are some segments in the book that make it seem happy and sunny, which, there are sunny days, but he makes it more of a dreary kind of feel in the setting, which makes sense because it all comes back to the end of the story, which kind of ties everything up at the end and leaves you with more of like a smile on your face. He goes home and just kind of lives normal life, whatever, and then gets a card in the mail. It says each one has 3 missions. Then he must complete those missions to get the next card. Now, throughout the book is him completing those missions, which is helping people, whether that be saving a woman from her husband who rapes her every night, to a teen mom, to just giving her an ice cream cone, making her smile, be happy, to his best friends being on the last card, helping them through their life, finding new things about them that he never knew. So the book's about him with these cards, doing these missions, and throughout the way, just different obstacles, like the men who are sent to kind of put him back on track for the cards, in case he's falling off track. And he hangs out with his friends the rest of the book, and that's pretty much the whole book until the end, when he ends up with the girl, like most love stories, ends up with Audrey after he finishes the last tasks with them. So from this dreary, depressing, cloudy, sad kind of setting that's being in this book, you kind of ask yourself, why is this story about Ed Kennedy? Like, what significance does he have? He's a taxi driver. He lives in a junky old apartment. He hasn't really achieved anything. Why are we reading about this 19-year-old kid who does nothing and his 3 friends who play cards at night? Well, it kind of just makes you think about what people are capable of. That's pretty much the message of this book, is what people can be capable of if they put their minds to it. The last line of the book is Ed says, "I'm not the messenger, I am the message." So you know exactly what he's thinking throughout everything he does. His interactions with other people, who he's helping, Audrey, the woman he loves, who, he goes pretty in depth about loving her. What he wants to do with her, how long he wants to be with her, everything, pretty much everything. And he just, describes her beauty to you. He goes off. Audrey actually tells Ed that, "You are my best friend." And Ed listens to that, and his reply is, "You can kill a man with those words. No gun, no bullets, just those words and a girl." So he's basically saying that one sentence breaks his heart, because he doesn't want to be just friends. He wants to be with her and love her and care for her, and she doesn't want that. And he just cannot get over that. So that's his character struggle. And he needs to battle with himself also, of figuring out what he needs to do with these missions, because he doesn't just get directions, go here, do this, you're done. he has to find out where he has to go first of all, get there. Once he's there, then he needs to figure out what needs to be done. He needs to kind of observe, figure out what's wrong in the situation, and figure out how he can help. The main conflict is battling with himself to get through these missions and help people, and get through loving Audrey and her not loving him back, and his unstable relationship with his mom, because all of his other siblings have moved on, went to college, they're successful, and his mom pretty much hates him. And she tells him that, and she treats him like crap, and he knows that. He has a close conversation with his mom. There is a conversation with her. And gradually, after that, everything starts going uphill. If you were to look at this book with more of a feminist point of view, you would see that there 3 out of the 4 main big characters in the book are men. The 4th one being Audrey, who Ed's in love with. But kind of just the whole book is male based with these 3 guys, and the main character being the man doing all these missions and doing everything to help people. And then you see the mom, who is kind of just like a deadbeat mom, who lives alone, female. She seems kind of weak, and you look at it with a feminist, and that might offend you, but once you get to the end of the book, you see that throughout the whole book, Audrey, the female, was pretty much controlling Ed, because Ed was crazy in love with her. Audrey was just pretty much controlling him because she knew how much he loves her, and she knew that he loved him. Sorry, she knew that she loved him, but she didn't want to. So she kind of was in charge the whole time, and then at the end she gives in and gets with him. So if you think about it, she's got a huge part in this book, just because of the interactions she has with Ed and the control she has over Ed, and just like the overall feelings she gives him. I would bet that she is probably the biggest reason why he does everything he does in the book to help people. He does it for her, and that might be in the back of his mind, but I would be willing to bet that that's the reason why he did everything he did. Thanks for watching. That was a good old rundown of the book I'm the Messenger by Mark Zusak. Went a little longer than expected, but overall, pretty good insight on that book. Thanks for watching.